are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So Cardi B put out the outside record that she's been teasing for weeks, that technically she didn't really want to put out. Titanic Records forced her to. We talked about that 2 days ago and put the receipts out. Now, to me, the record is definitely giving an off the cheat type of diss record. Okay, where she's dissing Off the Cheat because he cheated on her and she making like a club anthem. Now, Cardi B starts off the record and says, "When I tell you these N-words ain't ish, please believe me. They ain't gon' F on anything. These N-words way too easy, good for nothing, low down dirty dogs, I'm convinced. Next time you see your mama, tell her how she raised the B word," okay? So, obviously, she's talking about Off the Cheat. Who else? Then she admits to basically cheating. She said, "Well, let's go wrong for wrong. If I can handle that, let me see you handle this. Do you how you do me. Bet you won't speak again. Favorite player from your favorite team, he in my DM." So basically, to me, she's admitting that she got with Stephon Diddy while she was with Off the Cheat. Okay? Y'all gotta watch the lyrics, even though she didn't write most of them. But the point of the matter is she's kind of admitting in this record that she cheated on Off the Cheat with Stephon Diddy because he was cheating on her. Then she says, "I like him too, so baby, let me meet LeBron. I love Savannah. Let me see what she be on." Okay, I thought that was inappropriate though. I feel like it was a little tacky and tasteless to, shout out somebody that's married. You could have named a single basketball player, but this just shows Cardi B has no class. That was the only thing. I was like, I don't know if Savannah gonna be happy about this. I've heard she's checked a lot of hoes in the past. I just feel like it wasn't necessary to basically say those lyrics and name drop Bron, because he's married, and of course, he might have his own infidelity issues, but I just can't see him entertaining Cardi B anyway, even if he was single. I can't really see him entertaining a former stripper that has changed her face multiple times. Okay, no shade. If you was Rihanna, it'd be a different story. But the point of the matter is, I just thought that was a little bit tacky. I'm like, I get it, but you could have just named a single basketball player. You had to name someone that's in a marriage and been married for 20 years? Or, yeah, almost 20 years. And so with that being said, I just thought it was corny. So Cardi B, for that, I'm going to have to give you your lashings, okay? For that. Now, overall, for my opinion on the record, this ain't my type of record. Not saying that it's not a fun club record. I can definitely see this, being played in the clubs, TikTok, on the radio constantly. But I feel like it sounds like something that Cardi B has already put out. I'm kind of bored with the sound. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I just feel like it's not exciting enough. Maybe she had put this out last year, but I get it. You talking junk about Off the Cheat. A lot of women are going to support the record. But I just really don't care now. You know what I'm saying? I don't care that you cheated on Off the Cheat with Stephon Diddy. Because Stephon Diddy going to be doing you even worse. And then you're going to be crying in the Rolls Royce again. Okay? And then Off the Cheat's probably going to get the last laugh. So because I already see how this relationship she is in currently gonna end, I feel like it makes no sense to brag. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I think it was probably a 0 out of 10 for me. It's not gonna be in my playlist, and that's why. Okay, it really not a super trash record, but I'm not going to listen to it actively. Okay, I don't care if other people do, but this ain't my type of record because it sounds boring and something that we've already heard. So I understand why she didn't want to put it out, but some of the fans are saying that this is supposed to be the song of the summer. Now, moving on from that, Nicki Minaj is receiving some backlash because she said on Twitter that she will re-record her unreleased song, Make a Baby. Nicki also threw some subliminal shade at Cardi. Sounds so familiar, trying to tear a husband away from his wife and family with lies. And friends in high places, yuck, no more distractions. Then she said touring data. Then she said they don't want you to see what I'm liking, so the feature was demolished. Listening devices, cameras, car tags, pages you don't follow under the following section of X now. Needing the barbs to at an all-time high for every distraction. So let me start talking about what I found out about them. Real juicy confirmations. Now, Nicki, this ain't the time, okay? You're giving your ops ammo. See, when she do this, it just further makes the general public support her ops. And I know she may not care, but this never really works in her favor. And I also feel like if Nicki gonna spill tea, spill everything. I feel like I don't like the riddles and the subliminals. Just spill all the tea and expose everybody at once. Now, moving on from that, Cardi B teases her new album and also gets sabotaged by Off the Cheat.
I'm happy that you guys love Outside, but I just cannot wait for you guys to listen to my album, because I know you guys think that my songs are going to be sounding like that, and it's not. Like, I also heard somebody say that, like, they think that my songs are going to be like bongos. Like, I feel like, what y'all think? Y'all heard some of my songs, my album, right? I'm coming very different.
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
It's a completely different vibe.
But a good vibe.
But a good vibe. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear it.
So let me know how y'all feel about that. Do you feel like Cardi B is coming with a different vibe for her next album? I feel like Cardi B just says stuff just to say stuff, okay? Cardi B never really comes with a different sound, and her singing, I think she's saying that because she possibly going to be singing on her next album. I feel like you sang in Invasion of Paola. Didn't you sing in Be Careful? So, I mean, what's really a different vibe for Cardi B? Okay, it's really going to be a different face for the next era. That's probably what she really meant, is that the face going to be different because she probably going to head back to the surgery table. But a different vibe, I don't know about that. No shade. But Cardi B never really steps out of the box when it comes to her music like that. Music videos, fashions, she do that. But when it comes to the music itself, she usually sound the same. But unfortunately, Off the Cheat, who was spotted in the club with Stefan Diddy's old thing, I guess they're swapping girls now. He also dropped his record called Bodies featuring Jid. Okay? And I'll be honest with you, don't sound too bad. I was actually like, okay, he trying a little bit of a different sound from what he usually do. When it comes to like the beat, not necessarily the lyrics, because I don't feel like Off the Cheat is a lyricist, and really Jid to me kind of saved the record. But it definitely was a different type of beat. I don't know who's the producer, but I kind of liked this song, so I'm thoroughly impressed. But he dropped the record the same time Cardi B dropped her record. I think he was trying to sabotage Cardi B. Now moving on to Purdue Chicken and Queen B. Queen B co-signs Purdue Chicken and brings her out on her Cowboy Carter World Tour stadium show in France. I don't know why Queen B only bring out guests in France. I noticed that. Like, I remember she brought out Nicki Minaj in France too. But she did bring Megan Thee Stallion out in Houston. But I feel like, why is it always Paris and France that get, all the guests? Okay, I don't feel like that's fair. I think I'm going to file a complaint to Parkwood Entertainment about this, because I went to the Cowboy Carter tour and all I saw was Blue and Roomy. I didn't see no Purdue Chicken pop out. I feel like that's not fair to the fans in the U.S. But anyway, she brung her out. They killed their performance for Most Wanted. But only if Queen B did this when Purdue Chicken's album came out. Maybe it wouldn't have flopped. I mean, why would you bring her out now? Her album came out, 2 weeks ago only did 48,000 first week. Queen B, you supposed to bring her out during her album week. That would have been great promo. Especially since, Purdue Chicken can't really sell. But I think Queen B's being strategic. I think she's already planning on releasing Act 3. Remember, Act 3 still got to come out, and she probably need Purdue Chicken to write for her. So it's a good time to buddy up with Purdue Chicken when you need a writer. Okay? What happened to Sia? Did Sia die? What happened to Sia? Is she still locked in Beyonce's basement? I know she don't hang around Sia no more. She must have kept her locked up. Maybe Sia was going to spill some tea. That's what I think. Sia had to go away because the tea was going to get spilled. I'm like, why doesn't Beyonce write for Sia anymore? It's like she used them up and then she threw them to the trash. We don't hear from them no more. Not only that, though, Queen B was also crowned Billboard's greatest living female R&B artist of all time. Wow. That is insane. Now, Stevie Wonder was number 1 for the best R&B singers of all time. Aretha Franklin's number 2. Michael Jackson's number 3. And right after Michael is Queen B. She over Whitney Houston? How is Queen B over Whitney Houston and Mariah and Prince? Okay, I can understand why R. Kelly would be at the bottom. Because of his actions. So, they couldn't give him the top spot. But how is, Beyonce over Whitney? Is it because Whitney never wrote? Well, Beyonce don't write either. But Beyonce can dance. I think that's what it was. I think the reason why she over Whitney is because, she don't write. But she can sing and she can dance and she can perform. Was Whitney really a performer like that? She had vocals, but she wasn't really known as a performer like that. And I think that's why Michael Jackson and Beyonce are over Whitney. Okay? Michael Jackson deserved to be there. Aretha too. But I'm shocked that they put Queen B over Prince. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't fully agree with this list. But, Billboard, they love them some Queen B. They probably want an interview or something. That's why they doing this. Now, who told Ghetto Red and Culture Vulture Central C that they could collaborate? Who wanted this? I've never heard nobody say we need a Sexy Red and Central C collaboration. What the hell is this? Now, I listened to the record and the record is trash, is doo-doo. It is doo-doo crust. It's worse than doo. It's the crust that gets stuck in your butt. For me, I just don't think Central C is that guy musically. I don't know if it's the UK accent. I just can't get into the UK rap like that. In my opinion, I just can't get into it. I don't know if it's the accent. I don't know what it is, but it just sounds a mess to me. Now, Megan Thee Stallion was on Love Island last night. She hosted a game. Let me know if y'all watched, okay? Now, a lot of people were wondering why was she on Love Island hosting? Well, she was hosting because I believe she got that swimsuit line that's at Dollar Tree, and she needed, the Islanders to promote it. So she held a twerking contest, and they were wearing her swimsuit line, which you can get at Dollar Tree and at any local convenience store. Okay, so if you like Megan Thee Stallion's swimsuit line, it's very cheap. Even with the tariffs, I believe it's like $3.99. So, this is going to up the sales. Okay, but I thought this was a very strategic move because Megan Thee Stallion is known for her body. And to get on Love Island, 9 times out of 10, you have to have a nice figure, especially when you're a woman. Okay? They don't just let anybody get on Love Island. So I feel like it actually made sense for Megan Thee Stallion to host a game because, she has a nice body. She's known for, her natural assets that allegedly are not natural, but she says they are. And on top of that, she's always in a 2-piece. So I can see why Devil Nation had her do that. Now, moving on from that, Purdue Chicken calls out her label after her album has flopped on the charts, and obviously nobody has been really checking for her music. So this is what she had to say in a recent interview.
I just want to know what that means to you, hearing that your mom is promoting music, because at the time, More to Lose wasn't out yet, but yet she told me that was her favorite song off the album. So I just want to know what that means to you, to hear that your family's promoting your music to your fans, talking up your new adventures and everything.
Seems like Dish
Thank
Branding,
you, and congratulations, Miley. I can't wait for the release
at
of
least
something
somebody's
beautiful.
promoting it.
So fans are considering this shade towards her record label, I believe Columbia, because they are not promoting her music at all after they gave her a lot of payola for Weeds, which she put out, in 2023. And, even when she put out Weeds, her album that she put out, I think in 2023, it wasn't really a hit album. But now she put out this visual album, I think it's called Something Ugly, and every song has flopped. So now she's trying to call out Columbia. I don't think it's the record label. I think it's the music. The music is okay. I like Purdy Chicken's older music, her older stuff, but the stuff she put out now, I don't really feel it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she just does things to do things. You know what I'm saying? I think she tries too hard to think outside the box. That's what I think. I think she wants like a Beyonce moment. You know how like Beyonce, there was a time where she would just put out a bunch of music videos, put out the whole album. Everybody was gagged. I think she wants like that Beyonce moment where she gags us by dropping an album. But she's just not that artist. You know what I'm saying? She needs a lot of payola. She needs a lot of promotion. Okay, and a lot of radio play. She's not an artist where, she can just drop a record and gag the live. It doesn't give that. It never did. I've never been extremely gagged by Purdy Chicken, okay? So she needs to sit the fuck down. Columbia, they're doing great. They got Adele, they got Harry Styles, they got Beyonce. They don't really need you, Miley. It's just honest truth. They don't. Now, moving on from that, according to B-Bun, he said that Travis ain't backing down from Pusha T. He mentioned in an interview, I believe with Shannon Sharp, that Travis ain't backing down. He's from Houston. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear something before the weekend. Well, the weekend finna start tomorrow, bitch. And we haven't heard shit, okay? So he got to the end of the day, 12 p.m., midnight, to drop something, okay? Or else he's scared. And here's the thing, Auto-Tune Man don't really got bars like that. I don't think he can out-bar Pusha T. And I don't really like Pusha T like that because he don't have enough hit records for me. Like, I don't feel like I enjoy his music like that. I would never just put on a Pusha T record, even when he's dissing somebody. But the point is Travis is not as lyrical as Pusha. So, he can't go bar for bar. Auto-Tune Man better pipe down before he get killed in this rap beef like the fans got killed at his festival. No shade. And then he gonna have to go to court like his boy Champagne Thickums did. You don't want to see that, okay, festival killer? So I need you to pipe down before you get wiped out. Anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon about Tyler Perry. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.